Just don't know if it's a nation anymore. This is where people should come for right and left to lose to what is right and wrong. But I'm losing, right? Because right and wrong have been replaced by just what works for right and left. This is not hyperbolic. This is not an exaggeration. This is not a suggestion in a moment that is capricious. This is the real. This is the now. It is wrong to suggest members of Congress may be executed for what they said. The president is wrong. We need to all start saying what is wrong because you know, even when it doesn't benefit your side, especially when it does not benefit your side. Our politics, our country is not Jets versus Patriots, where when it's good for the Jets and bad for the Patriots, that's the same thing, zero sum, win the game. It is destroying our democracy. You may not believe that. You may think, oh, come on, it's just this is how. You probably haven't seen societies kill one another the way I have. You haven't probably watched it. Maybe you haven't studied it. Maybe you haven't been affected by it. I have seen it. I have watched the death in real time. I have heard the planning. I have heard the rationales. We don't want that here. Now, let's just deconstruct how we got to this completely effed up place, okay? Here's the instigating moment.
Administration is pitting our uniformed military
and intelligence community professionals
against American citizens. Like us, you all swore an oath
to protect and defend this Constitution.
Right now, the threats to our Constitution aren't just coming from abroad,
but from right here at home. Our laws are clear. You can refuse illegal orders.
You can refuse illegal orders.
You must refuse illegal orders.
Don't give up.
Don't give up.
Don't give up.
Don't give up the ship.
Take your own advice. Now, look, I say this is being called the instigating moment. I don't see it that way. Now, do I agree with what they're saying? Well, yeah, as a concept, they're right. You shouldn't follow illegal orders. That's what they say. Not don't listen to him anymore. Don't listen to any of them. Don't listen to MAGA. That's not what they said, but that's what he heard. Why? Because that's what he wants to sell you. And there are too many of us who are here for it. Now, right or wrong? This? Wrong. All day long. He's MAGA. Shut up. This is the truth. Okay? Saying what they said is not even close to illegal. It is not even close to any legal or logical definition of treason. And if you watch this show, I said last night when it came out, it was wrong to put the duty to check a president on the troops. It's on you. You have a constitutional duty. What an ugly irony that it's members of Congress asking this. It should be citizens who might be asking that. You're supposed to check. It's why you raised your right hand. But what is it about now? They're looking for a fight. Why? Because you want them to. Because you want a muscular response to Trump. You want him to stop walking all over you. You want him to stop getting away with everything and him calling the game all the time and controlling everything. You want a muscular response. That's why you want Newsom on Twitter, you know, acting like fools. We're all acting like fools. Why? Because I guess we don't know any better anymore. But I know we're playing with fire, and I know worse is to come on this course. I don't like it. I don't want it. I will leave my family. I will enter unsafe conditions to cover it. But if we don't reset and fast, we are asking for big trouble, okay? Shooting Charlie Kirk was wrong. Shooting Trump was wrong. Attacking Pelosi's husband was wrong. Attacking the Capitol was wrong. Calling riots protests was wrong. Shutting down the government is wrong. Chasing citizens around the streets as if they're illegals is wrong. Now, if any of these examples met your mind with a, yeah, but stop, you are wrong. I know people in my position don't say that. I know. It's like politicians telling people they're going to raise their taxes, right? I get it. I'm supposed to say I'm on your side. I'm supposed to feed you what you already believe. I'm supposed to tell you why you're better than the other side. But look where that got us. You want to dismiss what I'm saying. Both sides, Cuomo. The absurdity of that it shows me how ineffective I am at my job, that I can be seen that way. False equivalency. That couldn't be more of a foreign idea. But that's what you all think. That's what you think. And that excuse has led us here. Not this one moment with the members of Congress getting what they asked for, which is a ton of attention. It's this battle to the bottom where our measure is only and exclusively which side is worse. We don't do right and wrong anymore. We only do whether or not it's right and wrong for right or left. That's your lens. Break the lens. See it. See it. The president mentioned George Washington. 2 points. One, no, don't do that. Go back to where I was. Man, I tell you, this is why I vamp all the time and I don't use the teleprompter. Anyway, Washington said in his farewell address, be a nation, that is all. Okay? Why? Because he was thinking right and wrong and he knew the factions would kill us. Look at us today. The left messes with Trump. That's what the video was. It was punking Trump, right? It was posed as patriotism. But that's what it is. I think actions of the United States military around Venezuela and the U.S. government surrounding immigration should be litigated and debated, and I find a lot of it wrong. But look, let's be honest. Calling on troops to disobey illegal orders, yeah, that's a true statement. But it's also an antagonistic one, right? And whether you like it as a suggestion or not, or whether you think it's a strong move, or whether you just think it's being antagonistic, I don't care. But that's what it is. This is what you were looking for. And I'll show you. So they put that out. The president, of course, what does he have to do? One up, right? 100%. You hit him, he's got to hit you back harder. Everybody knows that's what it is. That is misperceived as him being tough. Ask people who use their hands. That's not what makes you tough. But that's how it's seen. So he does what he's expected to do, what the base wants, right? Lots of caps. The President of the United States, seditious behavior, punishable by death, and reposting, hang them. George Washington would. I don't give a damn that he reposted it, okay? Unless you're saying, look, what do you think of this idea? We all know what you're doing. You're retweeting it because it's something that you may be thinking. By the way, he's wrong about Washington, okay? I told you. He said, be a nation, that is all. His inclination was a constant rejection of fringe and party battles, exactly what's devouring our democracy. Trump is an instigator. The president is a trash talker. Now, there was a time that you lose if you do that against a leader who doesn't act like that, who shows you're rational, polished, measured. The biggest man in the room is never the loudest man in the room. Never. That is not a sign of intelligence, of confidence, and of competence. Okay? But surrendering, as it would once be seen, to angry, dangerous talk of a drunk teen is where we are. We are conditioned by dropping standards, erasing values, and social media culture, where trash talk and threats are perceived as strength, owning, destroying. So the president says that. We have the minority leader, something that would have been unimaginable pre-Trump. The minority leader of the House, once praised for poise, for his ability to be even in crisis, tells the President of the United States to basically shut up and accuses him of treachery for January 6th. This is where we are, and I'm sure he's being applauded for it on one side, and he's loathed for it on the other. Discretion is no longer the better part of valor. Running your mouth is. And heaven forfend Hakeem Jeffries be the final word. No, this is about getting attention to show I'm your guy. I'm a real one. Senator Chris Murphy, Another thing I never imagined.
The President of the United States just called for members of Congress to be executed. Maybe it's time to pick a fucking side. Maybe it's time to draw a line in the sand. We are at a very dangerous moment right now. The President is engaged in the wholesale incitement, endorsement, and rationalization of political violence. This is a very slippery slope that we are on. This is a moment for people to step up.
Step up and do what? Senator, consider for a moment how sad it is that you lose to that. Pick an effing side. What side are you on, exactly? And sure, you're going to give me some histrionic soliloquy about, I'm on the side of justice and cause. Yeah, but you lost to him. And you know why? Because you couldn't convince the American people that you're not bullshit yourself. That's why. It's a vulgar word. No, it's a vulgar idea. Okay? See the threat, people. Don't worry about the language. Worry about the ideas. Worry about the reality. Worry about the implication. Look, as someone weaned and trained on debate, who sees confrontation as their happy place, as someone who has paid the price for using violence many times, believe me when I say we are heading for trouble because you keep elevating your talk. Eventually there is action. You keep debasing yourself and making it just about whether or not you or I will kick the other's ass. Eventually we will see who is right and who is wrong. And I wish it were as simple as saying, wow, is that hyperbolic? He needs to calm down. He needs a Zoloft or something like that, or something other stupid thing. We're going to wipe it away and everybody will be like, yeah, this isn't aberrant. This is obvious what I'm saying right now. This is all this stupid man talk. By the way, not what worried me the most in this little latest volley. You want to see the moment? A word I hate. We use in TV all the time. I don't even have a guest at the top of this show because I don't want anybody to have to own what I'm saying. This is just me, okay? I saw something today I thought I would never see. And here it is.
Does the president want to execute members of Congress?
No. Let's be clear about what the president is responding to. You have sitting members of the United States Congress who conspired together to orchestrate a video message to members of the United States military, encouraging them to defy the president's lawful orders.
The president and the vice president, for that matter, have accused the other side of encouraging political violence. Isn't that exactly what the president is doing when he says that members of Congress should be killed?
Why aren't you talking about what these members of Congress are doing to encourage and incite violence?
No, you're wrong. No, you're wrong. Look, here's what bothered me. The ease of this exchange has nothing to do with the people involved. It has to do with the moment. I actually worked with a reporter. She's great. And I don't know Levitt, but she's good at her job. It's not necessarily a compliment, but she is. The calm of the question. I could never imagine seriously asking a representative for my country, for the United States of America, is the president serious about wanting to execute members of Congress? And meaning it. And that question to be met with nonchalance. No but. No but. But. What but? What but is there in that? And then you turn right to what? But what they're doing is just as worse. It's worse. What they're worse. No, they're worse. Isn't he worse? Because no, he's worse. And they're just reflecting what's happening everywhere. Now, I don't know. Again, it's not about them. It's not a boy-girl thing. It's not about media. It's not about guys. It's not about none of that. It's about us. It's about what we're allowing to be our fabric. What we're allowing to devour us in this society, because it's everywhere. Again, it's like a bad movie where parents are mad at a kid, or even less so. They're mad at a dog. The dog, they come in and the dog is eating the couch. Oh, that's my favorite couch. My mother gave us that. I hate it. and the other one says, yeah, we should just kill the dog. And they kind of look at each other for a second, and it's frozen, and you don't know what they're thinking, and then they both laugh, ha, 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 ha. Because it's such an absurd idea. It's such an overreaction. Nobody's laughing now. Nobody's laughing now. Look at your social media. It's filled with people saying they're ready to go. Go where? Look, I know many of them have probably never even balled up a fist before, let alone, thought about that type of level of violent exchange, but it's here. I know. I read your messages when Rose can't keep me from doing it. I know you all want me to pick a side. I would rather lose this job. I would rather, I've never said this in my career, I would rather fail. I would rather fail and get fired and lose my job because I can't get an audience. If the alternative is to pick a side in a game that is divorcing the majority of this country from its government, from its moral center, and from its future. I know what we're doing is wrong, and I'm not going to surrender my intelligence just for the convenience of success. You will not convince me that anyone in this mix is out for anything but advantage over the other, increasingly by any means necessary. How did we get here, 2 weeks after a shutdown that was supposed to be about health care? That's because it was never about that. It was about outrage and which side could maximize it, and you know it's wrong. Knowing Epstein makes you, Epstein class makes you bad. Ro Khanna says the whole class should be eradicated. He can explain what that means. But Stacey Plaskett, one of his own, texting Epstein for guidance during a hearing, now he's just a constituent. That's wrong. Promising lower prices and then being quiet about tariffs that crush small businesses and consumers is wrong. Saying ICE is fine to arrest whomever, however, and show us no data is wrong. Okay? Representative Crockett misfiring on proof that Epstein donated to a bunch of righties is wrong. And this passing for an excuse within her party is wrong.
I never said that it was that Jeffrey Epstein. Just so that people understand, when you make a donation, your picture is not there. And because they decided to spring this on us in real time, I wanted the Republicans to think about what could potentially happen, because I knew that they didn't even try to go through the FEC. So my team, what they did is they Googled. And that is specifically why I said a Jeffrey Epstein. Unlike Republicans, I at least don't go out and just tell lies.
Wrong. And it was wrong not to jump on her about it. Why? Because you want her back on. You don't want to piss off the party. I get it. I get it. The selective outrage, the yeah, but, false equivalency, existential threat, pick a side BS is killing us. It is bullshit. And now you'll say, ooh, he cursed on cable. It's a vulgar. Focus on the idea. You're upset by a noun more than a nation in decline. I mean, come on. Saying Biden was all there when he was clearly declining in age and stage was wrong. Being silent when the president says a lot of things because you fear him is wrong. You heard a senator in his own party say on this show there is no will to counter President Trump because he will primary you. That is wrong. And how they, on the left, they ignored Hunter Biden making money off his dad's name, and that was wrong for them to ignore it and be quiet. They should have joined it. Trump pardoning a Chinese businessman who put tens of millions in his son's pockets is wrong. And the game that we all play in this business is, hey, if you flip the R and the D, these two sides just flip. Yeah, and that's wrong. And we are at a point now, right, because this is what happens. This is human behavior. It keeps escalating, because there's no check. There's no reset. There are no rules except advantage. All the things I just said. Every time I list one, I bet you right now on this phone, it's filling up with comments. No, that's nothing like that. What he did today is the worst. No, what they said, no one's ever said. And this one, how could you say that about Jasmine Crockett? Racist, misogynist, you hate the Dems, you hate the right, you're this, you hate being white. I hear it all the time. Nobody has any ability to call out their own side. Doesn't that frighten you? Are you like that anywhere else in life? Would you trust anyone who's that way? I won't even watch a game with somebody like that. Look, I've taken up enough of your time. I hope I'm telling you what you already know. And it's just a nudge to don't let them do this to us. I'm telling you, I know how this movie ends, man, and you are not going to want to live through it. We have to stop allowing everybody to be the worst of themselves all the time. You have to start insisting that just like in your parenting, your partnering, your friendships, your jobs, that you judge the people in public office by whether or not they check the boxes that you require everywhere else. And if they don't, just say it's wrong. If they're on your side, it only makes you look stronger when you come at the other. Look, that's how I see it. I've never seen anything like I saw today. I never thought I would see in America a casual conversation about whether a president of the United States is serious when he says he wants to execute members of Congress. Never. I could never imagine asking that as a straight question. And it is a straight question. This is where we are. We are in America, right? We are the white plume pointing the way is up, right? That's how we were seen to the world. And now we're talking about who gets killed for what they say in America. That's where we are. Where do we go? I don't know. Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.